Welcome to Medieval Tales. Before we dive into today's eye-opening story, drop a comment below and tell us, which city are you watching from? You spend $300 on a high-tech synthetic jacket. It promises cutting-edge insulation, space-age materials, and extreme weather protection. And yet, at just 40 degrees, you're shivering. Meanwhile, a medieval peasant wearing nothing but wool, linen and leather survived winters that plunged to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. No electricity, no central heating, no Gore-Tex, no synthetics. So what went wrong? The problem isn't your expensive outer layer. The problem is underneath it. That soft cotton t-shirt you're wearing isn't harmless. It's quietly sabotaging your entire thermal system from the inside out. Modern comfort has made us forget something ancient, brutal and essential, how the human body actually stays warm. Today, we're going to uncover why medieval clothing worked, why modern clothing often fails, and how we traded survival intelligence for convenience. And it starts with the most dangerous fabric in your closet, the cotton problem. Cotton feels comfortable, soft, breathable, familiar, but cotton is a thermal liability. Cotton is a hydrophilic fiber, meaning it loves water. The moment you sweat, or the moment snow melts against your skin, cotton absorbs that moisture and refuses to let it go. And here's where things turn dangerous. When cotton gets wet, it collapses. The tiny air pockets that provide insulation when the fabric is dry disappear under the weight of the water. The fibers straighten out, lie flat, and press directly against your skin. At that moment, your base layer stops insulating. It starts conducting heat away from your body. This is why outdoor professionals have a saying, cotton kills. It's not exaggeration. Wet cotton can drain heat from your core for hours, even in temperatures that seem mild. That heat loss can spiral into hypothermia faster than most people realize. Once your base layer fails, no jacket, no matter how advanced, can save you. Your insulation system is already compromised. Why modern humans freeze easily. But fabric choice is only part of the story. Modern humans live almost entirely inside what scientists call thermoneutral zones, heated homes, climate-controlled cars, warm offices. Our bodies rarely experience sustained cold stress, and that has consequences. Our natural heat generation systems have weakened, our shivering response is slower, our blood vessel regulation is less efficient. Medieval people didn't have that luxury. They lived with the seasons. They spent hours outside every day. Their homes were drafty, heated by a single hearth. Their bodies were constantly adapting. They were cold-hardened. We traded that resilience for convenience. Central heating allows us to make bad clothing choices without immediate consequences. We can wear cotton jeans and thin hoodies in winter because artificial warmth is always nearby, but take that warmth away, and the illusion collar. PS. This disconnect becomes obvious during power outages. In severe cold, modern homes lose about 1 degree per hour. Within 12 hours, indoor temperatures can become dangerous. Within a day, they can be life-threatening. Our houses are thermal castles made of cards. They survive only as long as energy is pumped into them. Now compare that to medieval structures in Scandinavia and Russia. Some of these buildings maintain livable temperatures for days with a single fire. Others stay above freezing for over 72 hours with no fire at all. This wasn't primitive construction. It was sophisticated engineering built around physics instead of fighting it, and clothing followed the same philosophy. Medieval people didn't rely on luck. They relied on systems. Specifically, a 3-layer clothing system refined over centuries of survival. Remove any one layer, and the entire system failed. Layer 1, linen. The base layer wasn't for warmth. It was for moisture management and hygiene. Linen fibers have natural capillary action. They pull moisture away from the skin without collapsing when wet. Unlike cotton, linen maintains its structure even when damp. It continues moving moisture outward instead of trapping it against the body. This protected the insulation layer and kept the skin dry. It also allowed medieval people to wash the linen regularly while wearing the same wool garments for weeks or months. Layer 2, wool. This was the thermal engine. Wool tunics trapped body heat using millions of tiny air pockets. Need more warmth? Add another wool layer. Medieval Russians often wore multiple wool garments at once. The most advanced version was the gambeson, a quilted jacket stuffed with wool or linen tow. The quilted structure created dozens of independent air chambers. If one area compressed, the others continued insulating. This is the same principle used in modern sleeping bags. But wool had an advantage synthetics still struggle to replicate. Under a microscope, wool fibers look like tiny coiled springs. This natural crimp structure creates stable, resilient air pockets. Air is the real insulator, not the fiber itself. When cotton gets wet, its straight fibers collapse. When wool gets wet, its crimp remains. That's why wool insulates even when soaked. Wool also contains lanolin, a waxy substance that repels liquid water while absorbing moisture vapor internally. This creates a rare dual system, hydrophobic on the outside, hygroscopic on the inside. Moisture moves away from the skin without making the fabric feel wet or clammy. Lanolin doesn't wash out like modern coatings. It's part of the fiber itself, nature's version of waterproof technology. The final layer blocked wind and precipitation, dense wool cloaks, leather outer garments, fur-lined capes for the wealthy. But the real genius was in the details. Hoods weren't just hats. They sealed the neck, the body's primary heat escape point. Sleeves overlapped gloves. Tunics extended below the waist. Every gap was sealed. No thermal bridges, no weak points. Medieval clothing was treated like military engineering because failure meant death. The system wasn't airtight. It breathed. Moisture vapor could escape without allowing cold air to enter. This allowed people to work, walk, and labor without overheating, then cool down safely without rapid heat loss. Many modern synthetic systems trap vapor, creating a damp microclimate. When activity stops, cooling becomes dangerous. The medieval system balanced insulation, ventilation, and protection perfectly. This isn't speculation. Melting glaciers are giving up physical proof. Norway's Secrets of the Ice project has recovered complete Viking garments preserved for over 1,000 years. In 2019, researchers found a woven mitten made of dense wool yarn. Its structure shows intentional layering, air trapping, and durability. Iron Age tunics reveal varied weave density, tight where durability was needed, loose where insulation mattered most. These weren't simple clothes, they were survival technology. So why did we stop using systems that worked? Three forces changed everything. Industrialization prioritized speed over quality. Cotton was cheap and fast to produce. Cheap fossil fuels made thermal efficiency irrelevant. Why dress well when you can turn up the heat? Marketing convinced us synthetics were superior, better living through chemistry. The knowledge didn't disappear, it was discarded. Only remote regions kept it alive. The average modern home uses about 90 million BTUs per year for heating. Traditional systems used closer to 15 million. That's not progress, that's ignorance disguised as convenience. We didn't advance past medieval wisdom, we walked away from it. Your body is a heating engine, but only if you give it the right tools. That cotton t-shirt under your high-tech jacket isn't neutral, it's actively working against you. Replace cotton with linen or wool. Build a real thermal system. The knowledge still exists, the materials still exist, we just forgot how to use them. In our next video, we'll break down modern brands that secretly apply these ancient principles and how to build a medieval-grade layering system with today's gear. Subscribe so you don't miss it.